Hello and welcome to an express session I'm calling Pilates Go, designed to tackle procrastination and stagnancy with movements that energize and invigorate, motivating you into action. Lying down on your back, bringing hands onto the rib cage. Let's bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. Analyzing our breath as we inhale, feel the rib cage expand and move, and exhale, feel the ribs and abdominals contract, drawing in. Stretch the arms overhead and exhale. Let's deepen those ribs closer to the spine, pulling belly button in as we ab curl up, and inhale, stretching overhead. Exhale, curling up. And inhale, reaching overhead. Feel the breath connected to the spine and core, looking forward at the top. Holding here, let's lift the legs up into tabletop and move into those hundreds. Inhaling 5 times through the nose and exhaling 5 times through the mouth. Pumping and pulsing and reaching those arms long and strong, hovering above the ground. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that going, and every time you exhale, you're going to extend one leg straight. Inhale back to tabletop and exhale for 5 as the other leg extends. Combining our single leg stretch with our hundreds to get us moving and breathing and activating. And try both legs stretching long for our final 5 exhales. Extend the legs straight down into the ground, and let's begin roll-ups and roll-downs. Exhale, rolling up into sitting. Inhale, tall. Exhale, rounding down into total body stretch. Picking yourself up, lowering down with control. Conscious, intentional effort to sit up and move forward, and then rolling down with control. We'll add a forward bend at the top, looking down and reaching over those legs before bringing it back down into total body stretch for a brief moment. Inhaling, exhale, engage and rounding up and reaching forward. Staying down on your back, lifting the legs up into tabletop, soft pointed toes, bring the hands behind the head. Exhale, ab curl up towards those tabletop legs, and let's start a bicycle motion with the legs. Soft pointed toes, stretch one leg up to the sky, sweep it down and bend it back in again. Reverse the direction of those legs with flexed feet. Moving through this motion, let's pick up the tempo, pick up the pace, moving and breathing. Catch that top leg, pulse it 3 times, both legs straight, and then switch into scissors, cutting through that stagnancy, stuckness. Pulse, 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 and slice. Toes long, legs strong, hands behind the head. Let's just chop, chop, chop those legs. Slice and slice longer with each slice. Reach the arms by the side, stretching forward, flexing deeper, and find your way into total body stretch. Knees bent, feet down. You can keep the feet on the ground. I'm just using the edge of the couch, kind of like a reformer with the feet on the bar for this next move, which is our bridge lift. Exhaling, lifting the hips and pelvis and low middle back up and away from the ground. Can try stretching the arms up to the sky or keeping the arms down by the side. Exhale, engage the lower body and lower abdomen to lift the hips up and away. moving with precision and determination and concentration. Exhaling up. Inhale, return back down. Stay up with the hips and let's add that bicycling leg with one leg reaching up, dropping halfway down and bending back in again. Try about 5 and then switch sides. Hips stay lifted, abdominals engaged, lower bend and lift. Bicycling forward, moving forward, inspiring and motivating that forward progression. Hips a bit higher, breathe in and in. And slowly lower the spine down again. Hug the knees into the chest, rock it from side to side. Moving on to your side body, stack the legs, shoulders and hips, top leg up, and let's move into the side lying bicycle. Bend, extend, and sweep it around and back. Try to keep the bottom leg still and straight. Bend and extend and move that energy behind you. And reverse the direction. Sweep the top leg forward, bend it in and reach it behind you. And go into bend and stretch, or a bit of a kicking motion. Bend the knee and control the extension of the leg away. Bring the legs together. Let's lift the legs above the ground using your side body. And we're going to start to scissor the legs. Try to keep them straight, especially that bottom leg likes to bend. Little slice, 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 chop, chop, chop. Pick up the tempo and keep the elongation from the hip to the tip of the toes. And control it down. Stack the knees. Knees are bent and reach away, stretching away into a brief twist. Side number 2, stacking legs, shoulders, and hips, soften shoulders. Zip up those abdominals, flex the feet. Let's take the top leg, bend, extend, and sweep it back behind you. Bend, extend, and sweep it back behind you. Reverse the direction, reach a little longer, create more space. More range of motion, and move into your leg kick or your bend and stretch. Knee bends up and in front of the body, and then press and lengthen that leg as long as you can away. Inhale and exhale, bend and stretch. Glue the legs together. Side body flexion to lift both legs away from the ground and slice, 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 one forward, one back. Alternate and switch, switch, switch. This one's a tough one, especially on a couch. A little bit longer, you can do it. And a graceful dismount. Bend those knees. Stacking legs, flexing feet. Let's twist away and breathe. Moving into a hands and knees position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Extend one leg back behind you. Leg kick. Extend one leg back and bend the knee, just barely tapping down before you reach it back behind you again. Bend and stretch. Inhale and exhale. Let that leg extension feel as if it's coming from the center body. Keep the core engaged, shoulders stabilized. Hold the leg extended behind you and the opposite arm reaches forward. Lift the belly button a little higher And then lower it down. Let's switch the leg. Extend and point the toes and then tap the knee down and reach it back behind you. Use those glutes and hamstrings. Feel the strength generating from the center body. Go for about 10 of these. Hold that leg extension as opposite arm reaches forward, longer and stronger, more lift at the midsection. And slowly release. Lowering onto your abdomen, reach the arms forward and legs back, create that long lengthening spine, and lift both arms and legs at the same time. Strengthen and energize your back body. Exhale, engage and lift and lengthen, and inhale, return down. Stay at the top. Start to flutter the arms and legs into our swimming exercise. Point the toes, arm and opposite leg lifts, and then you switch, 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 flutter, 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 looking down. Back of the neck is long. And release. Stack the hands, rest the head on top, bend the knees, and sway the legs from side to side. Release any tension in your low back. Breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Pressing up into a swan dive. Let's look over one shoulder, then the other. Keep shoulders down. Look to the center and let's shrug and de-shrug those shoulders. Shoulders to ears, shoulders away from the ears like the turtle that peeks his head out of the shell. Lengthen the neck as shoulders drop. Exhale, sit back to the heels. Breathe into that back body for a moment. And find your way onto your back. That idea of movement and motivating motion. Reach the arms overhead. Pick up one leg as you flex the midsection, coming up to a seated position. One leg floating up. Inhale, down. Exhale, other leg floating up. Inhale, reach down and overhead. Try not to whip the arms or use or shrug the shoulders. Stabilize the shoulders and generate this move from the middle body. The higher you come up, the higher the leg comes up. Try both legs at the same time now, flexing to find a brief V-sit and lowering it down onto your back. Exhale up, inhale, stretch long. Exhale, lift the chest at the top. Hold here and breathe, breathe, breathe. You can do it. I'm going to make my way onto the floor for this last section, plank and push-up series, that will propel us forward and literally press us up to standing and moving onwards. Let's do some cat and cows from quadruped. We're going to round the spine and arch the spine. Feel the movement in the back. And to encourage more range of motion, we're going to let the elbows bend as we extend and looking up. Straight arms press away as we round, and let the elbows soften as we extend and look up. Inhale and exhale. Find your way into plank. We're going to hover the knees as we bend the knees, shifting the hips back, and then propel yourself forward into that plank position. Hold the plank and try 3 push-ups, maintaining alignment as you inhale, bend, and exhale, press up. Pike the hips to the sky, downward dog, bending one knee, then the other, walking the dog, taking the head from side to side, long, strong arms pressing down. Try that whole sequence one more time. Establish your plank, and then bend the knees, shifting back and forward and back and forward. Hold the plank. Try 3 perfect push-ups, pressing yourself up into action. Pike the hips high, get that new view, new perspective. Bend one knee then the other, walking the legs out. Movement and motion, energy and activation. And come into a forward bend, reach for opposite elbows, and let's sway it out side to side, picking up those toes. And hands will begin lower on the feet. They'll move up higher to the shins and finally the thighs. As we inhale, lift the heart forward, fold back in. Hands to the shins. Inhale higher up and fold it back down. Let's go even higher. Hands to the thighs. Inhale your way up. Exhale, fold it forward, holding on to the hips. Let's soften the knees and slowly round up. Standing tall, feeling stretched and strengthened and energized and motivated to tackle the day ahead. Until next time.